Welcome to Katy Calls BS, the podcast where we cut through the noise in course creation, digital products, and business strategy. I'm Katy Miller, bringing you blunt advice, real action steps, and the occasional F-bomb because building a business is hard and the BS isn't helping. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of Katy Calls BS. We only have a few more episodes left of the year, which is wild. And it was a big year for Katy Calls BS. We hit 100 episodes, shifted from long episodes to shorter video episodes, which was exciting. We had some interviews in season 3, and then we shifted to our shorter episodes. In season 4, we grew our audience and we added new platforms for y'all to listen on. We honed in on digital products and launched our Instagram page at Katy Calls BS. It is wild to me, this show that I started one day because I was tired of the noise in the online business space is a top 10% podcast globally. Like, blows my mind. So thank you for listening and being part of this community. From the bottom of my heart, thank you, thank you, thank you. This year has been a weird one. I think we can all admit that. It has been weird for a lot of reasons. I know a lot of business owners felt a shift in marketing, a change in how clients were spending, and shifts in how we're just showing up in general. Business has peaks and valleys. We know that. This year was no different. One of the most rewarding and challenging things about being an entrepreneur is being honest about what's working, what's draining you, and what you need to stop tolerating. Here are some of the things that I learned this year that stand out in business in general. The first is the wins that I didn't see coming this year, because do we see them coming all the time? No. This year wasn't full of big flashy wins for me or massive launches or huge revenue goals like it has been in years past. It was a lot of skill building, offers that meant something instead of just existing in my offer suite, and focusing on quality work all around. I've always done quality work, let's be honest. It was a cleanup year for me. It was a lot of looking at what my offers really meant, whether I was doing things that I wanted to do and did it align with what I wanted to do. The things that moved revenue were the things that felt aligned, simple, and repeatable. This is what I've always strived to do, but really this year it was looking deeper into, is this what I want Miller Social and Katy Calls BS to be moving forward? Is this where I want to spend my time? Is this what I want my business to look like moving forward? Is this what I want to do anymore? Do I have the energy to continue moving forward, doing this level of work, doing this offer suite, doing this anymore? And that's what I spent the majority of this year, especially the second half of the year, doing. It looked like micro products, shorter offers, not doing these long containers, these longer coaching containers. Looking at the podcast episodes that hit harder than I expected them to hit. I was able to redefine my voice again within my podcast and with my offers and business and elevate both to the next level. I've had plenty of times within my business and podcast where I've redefined my voice. I've done challenges, but it always kind of changes with various points in my life, various things that have happened where you kind of have to change and adjust. And this was one of those times. The offers that surprised me this year are the ones that were built from actual demand, not pressure. There was excitement to build them and bring these offers to light instead of feeling like I had to because they were expected. There's a slight difference between them. You might be thinking that, oh, well, isn't there always demand for them and not the pressure to build it because there's demand? No, sometimes there's demand and you feel the pressure because of the demand. But the difference is there's an excitement to build it because there's so many people excited about a digital product. There's so many people excited because it's something new. And then you're excited about the product. The magic is when you're actually excited about it and it's not just because people are asking for it and then you're like, oh, I guess I'll create that next thing, but you're not that thrilled about it. It's even better when they don't require a huge launch cycle because those can be really exhausting. There were also a lot of shifts in clients, which shifted how I teach. More clients really were looking for clarity and support and strategy. They didn't want more content because we were all kind of overwhelmed this year. So they didn't want more coming at them in general. They cared about simple and doable, not a whole comprehensive, intensive thing. I saw clients succeed when they stopped doing this huge performative thing and they focused on usefulness. They just wanted something that worked. They wanted something that was useful. There were more speaking engagements for me this year, which required me to step out of my comfort zone. I enjoy stepping out of my comfort zone, not all the time, but I do enjoy it. That was a big win, unexpected win, but it was a good win. The next thing I learned this year was the more BS that I'm leaving behind because I always call BS, but this is more BS that I'm leaving behind this year. I'm done tolerating anything or giving time and energy to anything or anyone that pulls me away from doing my best. And that's doing my best in my business, doing my best in my home life with my kids, anything or anyone that pulls me away from what I do best. My BS meter is pretty strong. I can tell if a client, a networking group, or a project is the right fit pretty quickly. I can go to a networking group, I can meet with someone, and I can tell if we're going to get along or not. If we get along and we can talk for a while, usually those meetings can be 4 hours long. If it's going to be a good fit, if it's not a good fit, I want to get out of there pretty quickly. I'm not going back if it's not a good fit. So I can tell pretty quickly if that's a place I want to be, if it's a place I want to go back. But the sell more, show up messaging is one of those BS things. I gave this up a long time ago. This is pretty much kicked off Katy Calls BS. Those early episodes of the show, you can find me talking a lot about this. I am intentional about my time and energy so I can give my best to those people. You can tell by my face when I do not like it. So it's pretty clear if I walk into a room and I can't give it, like, I don't want to not give my best. So I don't need to be everywhere. I know that about myself. I know that I don't need to be everywhere. I have proved that depth beats visibility, quality over quantity all day long. The same goes for the tools that I use in my business. I'm fairly hesitant to invest in new tools or platforms. They need to prove it to me first. It's like we need to date first. Okay, I need to test out the free version. I need to know other people have used it, have met them first before I'm going to invest in them. It's not worth the time or the headache to go through a whole tool investment and migration and use it and then have to change everything over. It's not worth it or the headache. I also am saying goodbye to work that doesn't fit in my lane. I'm not just going to say yes because it's work, although we may have done that in the beginning of our businesses. If you are further along in your business, we're not doing that anymore. I'm not. I'm not saying yes just to say yes because it might be a good fit or the client might be a good fit. I don't have time for that. I also don't have energy for that. I'm not just going to help because I can if it's not the right fit. And I'm not giving away free advice. I do a lot of that here. If someone wants free advice, listen to the podcast because this is like a mini masterclass every single week. Done over giving in business relationships. I love making connections with people and having conversations with them, but I'm not going to sit and give all of my knowledge away for free. Listen, people are going to watch you no matter what. People are going to listen to the podcast. They are going to do what they want to do to get the information for free. I get that. But I cannot give all of this information away for free. At some point, if you want to actually develop your digital product suite, we're going to need to talk about investing. Because supporting friends is great, but overgiving without reciprocity, it's exhausting for all of us. I've learned to value my expertise, so that's that boundary. The next thing about this year that I've learned is the patterns that I saw over and over again from my clients. These are not failures. These are human tendencies that hold people back. I saw a lot of stalling out because of the fear of doing it wrong. This has happened for years. It just comes up over and over again with my clients. Their digital products end up sitting in their Google Drive or on their computer forever. They don't do anything about them. They have these amazing ideas that could turn into incredible digital products, and they sit on their computers. Such a shame. Those could be automatic income. And they are making everything way too complicated. Overbuilding, overthinking, overstuffing products. And it's going to backfire. That's too much for people. It's way too overwhelming. I have seen so many clients ignore what their audience actually needs. They're designing based on what they think their audience wants instead of what they actually need, forgetting that people are buying clarity, not quantity. There's that quality over quantity every single time. Your audience is looking for the transformation. That's what they want. They don't want the extras and the bonuses and all the things, all the bells and whistles. They want to know that they're going to have a transformation. The thing that I see the most, though, is my clients waiting to feel ready. I'll do it in the new year. I can't do it right now. I'm going to do it in a few months. The timeline gets delayed because people are waiting for perfect conditions. I hate to tell you this. You've heard it before. It will never be perfect conditions. There will never, ever be perfect conditions. Do you want to know when my clients produce their best work? It's when they ditched perfection, which is so hard to do, especially for entrepreneurs. All of these patterns are going to disappear when you just simplify and focus and create intentionally. That's it. That's all you have to do. I know. You're like, oh, that sounds so simple, but I promise you, that's all you have to do. If you are just intentional about what you want to do, what the goal is, I can help you get the rest of the way, I promise. The next thing that I learned this year is the decisions that changed my business. I set stronger boundaries around time. I had pretty strong boundaries around my time, but I have even stronger boundaries now. I take fewer calls. Listen, here's my thing. I have all of my information out there on my website, on my Instagram. It's there. It is pretty obvious whether you want to do this or not. If you want to build your digital product or not, it's pretty clear. Like, I don't know that we need to talk a lot more about it. You can listen to the podcast. You're going to know who I am. I don't take as many calls. There are not a lot of questions that we need to go through here. We for sure can, but I don't take as many calls. I have a pretty structured schedule for my week. And I have very strong boundaries, especially on the days when I have my kids. I stop work when they are home from school. I protect my energy because I want to make sure that I am giving my clients the best and I am giving my kids the best of me and that I am giving me the best. Because if we are burning too many candles, we're going to burn out. I've done that before way too many times, and I'm not doing that anymore. So I have learned how to protect my energy for all the things so that I can be the best for all those things. I've also updated my product suite to match my expertise. As our business evolves, so does our product suite. So I have removed offers that no longer fit. Things that I'm not excited about, I take them out. Some of them have been the most popular freebies or the most exciting offers that are the most popular offers. I'm not excited about them anymore, or they don't match where my business is now. I took them out. I removed them from my offer suite and I created ones that met the market and met my business where it is now. That's how your business evolves. I have also shifted my audience focus, speaking more directly to the people who are ready to build digital products, not the people who are like, maybe I'm going to do one, not the dabblers. I'm here for the people who are ready to build their digital products, not the people who want to test it out, but the people who are ready to build. So let's go. I'm also very clear on my messaging. I spent a lot of time this year getting extra clear on my messaging, saying the quiet stuff out loud. I'm pretty good at that. Calling out the BS that usually people dance around. I have a whole podcast about it. Making my brand more grounded and honest. I updated messaging on my website, on the podcast, on all the things. Getting really clear on how I do things all around. Every decision I made this year made my business simpler, not bigger. And that's why it worked. Keeping things simple allows you to build with intention and design for your learners. You can trust your expertise. When I talk about scaling your business, it doesn't have to mean making it more complicated. I think a lot of people get that messed up. They think about scaling your business as a big, overwhelming thing. I don't want to scale my business. I don't want to make it bigger. I don't want to make it more complicated. It doesn't mean you're making it bigger. You're trying to grow, yes, but you're not trying to overwhelm yourself. You don't need a bigger suite. You need better structure. You don't need more content. You need clearer outcomes. You don't need to work harder. You need to work smarter. You don't need to do what everyone else is doing. Your business is not everyone else's business. You need to do what works for your season right now. The truth is, the simple stuff works. The intentional stuff lasts. The BS does not. There is not one roadmap for scaling. It is your roadmap for your business. When you follow someone else's roadmap, you're going to get lost. That's why you have to figure out what your roadmap is. So I'm taking into the next year clarity, boundaries, smarter offers, and a simpler business because that's what I can do right now in my life moving forward. I'm not taking chaos, pressure, overworking, tools and trends that don't serve my people or me. So what I invite you to do is look at what worked for your business this year, what you want to take into the next year in your business, what can you simplify, and share one lesson with us at Katy Calls BS in our DMs because we'd love to share what your lessons were for this year. And follow in the next episodes because we're going to break down what you can do to kind of reflect on 2025 and what you can take into reset and get yourself ready for next year in the next 2 episodes as we lead into the new year. Not in a big way because we're not talking about it. We're going in slow. But just remember, we're not dragging any of this BS into the new year. We're building smarter, not louder, not going crazy. We're just building smarter. Have a great day. If today's episode hit home, share it with a friend and hit follow so you never miss the next one. Until then, keep calling out the BS and building your business your way.